All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for Space Brothers, episode 18. Everybody has been given a little bit of secret orders.
Indeed.
I was told to eat extra food. How could she?
No,
how could you, Jaxa?
I love that as a way to have a miscommunication avoid conflict.
Right,
you know,
right.
I mean, I guess it'll still be conflict because the other people in the pod don't know about that. But, you know.
Right. But because of Muta's good attitude, we're sidestepping most, if not all, of the personal or interpersonal drama from the sabotages that Jaxa is trying to, use to test them here.
That's right.
So yeah.
Everything's going pretty great.
Everything's going pretty good. Test's going to be over soon. We just gotta need to hold out and maybe have 2.2 meals per day instead of 3.
Yep. Get sleep where you can.
Or maybe, at this point, maybe start talking about who you guys are going to recommend as your top 2.
Yeah.
That will be interesting.
That is kind of important.
Yeah. So, y'all, without further ado, let's get into this.
かなり進んでる。よく続けられるな。
実はこういうの好きなのかも。
Yeah, puzzles are great.
でもやっぱりやっちゃいたいんだよ。だって。
What?
But
Something he's remembering from the past?
宇宙のパワー。
ええ、宇宙のパワーです。
Oh, God.
今私がつけてるこれね、とても珍しいユラグラム隕石でできてるんですけどね。
No, thank you. Please go somewhere else.
実は宇宙とつながってましてね、信仰によって宇宙のパワーを受けることが
Je répète.
必ず幸せになれますよ。これパンフレット。ちなみにこの SPS はスペースパワーストーンの略なんですけどね。
God, the correlation between cults and uneducated, stupidity is like an amazing Venn diagram. Like,
ユラグラム隕石ですね。
Oh, please tell me that he asks some
そう
question
いう
that...
名前の隕石初めて聞いたんですけど。
あら。
ああ、俺
yep, be a killjoy.
He thinks he's doing a social faux pas, not...
したやつですか？その隕石。
Yeah.
どっかだと思うんですけど。
それは鉄隕石。それともマントル寄りのもの？それと宇宙のパワーって何ですか？
Yes.
He's like genuinely asking.
そういうエネルギーが集まってくるっていう。
I am him. This is me. This is me.
ですね。
宇宙のことなら何だって知りたいんです。教えてください。
Please.
No, but he's serious though.
And he's all like, Mendokse, I'm such a pain.
Yeah.
Why am I caring so much?
知りたいことのおおよそ半分はネットや本で調べればわかることだ。
Wow.
どこにも載っていないもう半分を知るためには
Right, experiential.
例えば白いジグソーパズルを完成させた時の気持ち
Right, I have never done that before. Yeah.
誰かに聞いたとしてもそれで知ったことにはならない。それが知りたくなったら自分でやるしかないよ。
I love that he's also taking his time so much with it. This is not hard. Like,
それなら今俺が知りたいのはこの版が打ち解け合う。
this gives him time to think about that.
Yeah.
Sure. It really bugs him that he's
Yeah.
able to just focus on something.
案件を超える公平な方法はあらへん。
Ah!
負けても文句言うなよ、ナンバー。俺、チョキ出すわ、チョキ。
Nice. Going with that whole strat.
Yeah, yeah.
猿に教わった。
じゃんけん、はい
が
よっしゃだから正直にチョキ出す言うたやろ
Yeah. Huh.
くそこの日立て続けにグリーンカードと思われる事件が起こった。まずトイレの水が
Oh no.
犯人はおそらく言っただろ
You don't know
う。な
that.
ぜかズボンが濡れてたし
What?
何より普段の2割増しで
What?
Wait, no, that... What?
福田さんの時計、やっさんのアラーム、セリカさんの食料、
Yeah, yeah.
I guess next is my turn.
他のトイレに続きお米バラバラ事件発生。我らの大事な残り少ないお米ちゃんが
No.
ばらまかれていた。みん
just-
なで全粒拾う羽目に。
I guess they don't have like a broom.
だろう。まだ俺じゃねえってことは誰かが2枚目をもらったけ。
That's not necessarily the case, dude. Just the stress is getting to people now.
とうとう私にもその時がやってきた。グリーンカードデビュー。
Hey.
Oh, he did get one.
唐突に叫び声を上げ他のメンバーを驚かせなさい。1日最低2回叫び最終日まで続けなさい。最終日までなんか俺のだけ方向性が違うんじゃないか。
Okay, maybe they are green cards then.
Yeah.
何俺って。
Ah! I would kind of love this one.
Yeah. Ah!
なんやいきなり。
マイケル・ジャクソン。
Oh my god! Yes!
Wow.
So dumb.
Imagine if they threw some things in there that were just, if they were just like, we want to mess with people.
He's just doing references to some of his favorite, like, you know, pop
Yeah.
stars or actors or something.
ブルース・リー。
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Yeah,
yeah!
I had a feeling.
みんな分かってくれてんのかな。
He's like, wait, this is fun. I might keep doing this.
もしかしてこれ普通に俺がこう。
Yeah, he keeps doing it. It's like, we only had a minimum of twice a day.
他の指令に変えてくんねえかな。
Bro, that was it. You just did it twice. That was easy.
ジにもこんな指令が出てんのかな。
What?
Yes.
What?
いや、まさかやらねえだろあいつは。
Your mind works in strange ways, Muta.
Yeah. This is how he deals with stress.
Yeah.
溝口くんはまだ僕を疑ってるのか。
データが消えたんですよ。今までパソコンに記録してきたみんなの
Whoa.
Oh. Someone could do, well,
こうなって一番喜ぶのは最初から点数制に文句をつけてた真壁さんだけじゃないですか。疑われるのも無理ないですよ。
because I had the highest score.
2人選んでくださいって言われたけど、選ばれた2人が宇宙飛行士。
Thank you! Thank you! Yes! I had a feeling he was about to, like, figure that out. Yeah.
Yeah.
僕は最初から僕らに宇宙飛行士の
Right.
決定権があるとは思っていない。僕らは宇宙飛行士についていろいろ知っているようで、実はまだ何も知らない
Right, right.
Nope.
Ah.
選ばなきゃならないっていう変なプレッシャーをずっと与え続けることが目
Right, right. To make you all have to survive that without coming to... Yeah.
結局宇宙飛行士は JAXA 側が選ぶもので僕らに選ばせるという
No, it might have impact,
might.
but it won't be the final decision. Yeah.
JAXA が見たいのは誰かが選ばれた結果じゃなくて、
Right.
どんな風に僕らが選ぶ
Yes. He's like, wait, you're making a lot of sense, actually.
大変っすね。
Yeah.
それでも真壁君はよく分かってるよ。彼の言った通りだよ。
Yep.
ここで選ばれる2人が宇宙飛行士になる。
Ah, I feel so validated. I've been saying this for like weeks now.
Right.
宇宙飛行士にはいつ決まるんですか。
たった1日。
Oh, he brought in actual astronauts. To
Okay.
make the
たった1
decision.
日で決まるんだよ。
Or at least to help in the decision.
2人選出から辞退してくださいよ。
Ooh.
So there's a very simple way to deal with that.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Which...
So you're telling me that for your own personal, you know, like beef, basically, you would ask us to withdraw from something that may have an impact. You would like to change who ends up being an astronaut from the best, you know, potential best people.
I think that just draws everyone's aggro, though. That's not really a...
自分のエアソロ弾とは格が違うね。
マジかよ。じゃあ将棋盤とか見えてんの？駒とかさ。
当たり前や。
Yeah, yeah. Shut up. You're distracting me.
Right.
バラバラバラバラバラ。バラバラバラバラバラバラバラバラ。バラバラバラバラ。
Their visualization works differently than that, buddy.
Yeah.
じゃあ取らない。3号角。
I love that his visualization is so strong that he's like, I think I could just mess up all the pieces. And it's like,
Right.
bro, it doesn't work like that.
父さんは何か本を読んでますね。何の本だろう。拡大。ロシア語講座。
Whoa.
Nice.
ISS には常にロシア人も乗ってるからな。
Yeah, that's awesome. What is Muta doing?
僕も本読んでる。
意外。
何の本？
拡大します。
もうちょい下。
アメリカンジョーク。
Could be a way to learn, better English because you get
Yeah.
the jokes and it's a.
But why is the barcode on the top right of the back? Or top left?
これはね、宇宙飛行士って言うんだよ。パパも次
Oh, yeah.
切るかもしれないよ。って言ってもまだわ。
Yeah, it's a bit high concept, the idea of wearing
Yeah.
a suit. Oh,
That's
well,
sweet.
kinda got it, yeah.
僕は事態を提案しただけで強要したわけじゃありません。
But you were the one complaining about the selection.
あと2日で試験は終わるってのに、最後までうまくいかないのか、この班は。
Yeah. Right, that's the real problem.
何もできなかったな。俺、この班のために、ただ黙々と課題をこなして、点数つけて。
Yeah, in an area where you should have been the leader.
俺が宇宙飛行士を目指すってことか。
Right.
Is he gonna get a green card?
来れる2位の真壁君がデータを消すわけないだろ。辞退はしないよ。僕も真壁君も。
Okay. Keeping it pretty straightforward. His hair's exactly the same.
Right, right.
帰りたいって思うのは俺だけか。
Whoa.
カペか。
Oh.
なんだろうな、カペって。カペ風花はいつ言い出したんだっけ。
Yeah, yeah.
あーふーちゃん、そろそろ出るかな。頑張れ
Oh.
頑張れ、頑張れ、頑張れ、
Yeah.
頑張れ、頑張れ、頑張れ、
Oh. Oh, she was encouraging you.
Yeah.
You can do this.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I was gonna say, this man greases up his hair. Like,
Yeah, yeah. Oh, absolutely. Okay.
Count on my Roo-ra. Yeah.
Awesome.
All right, we got a nice
Sweet.
little episode to focus on Team B because they struggling.
Mm-hmm.
They are having a week of it.
Yep.
All right, so we got some time with Team B.
Yep.
We got to see Muta kind of acknowledge the way everything is going and that they're getting more and more green cards. Okay, I feel like this would be getting a bit unwieldy at this point, that people are just kind of doing random shit.
Right, like it's
But all right,
like
sure.
you're seeing the stress, and I guess it's it's that whole thing of, hey, we're going to be putting you in a situation where your lives are going to be in each other's hands. So we really have to amp up the stress to the point where it's like, yeah, no, okay, there's not a lot of subtlety with regards to what's going on here.
Especially with Muta. It's the thing of like, hey, we want you to yell random noises so that people think you might be losing it maybe a little bit.
Right.
And sure, that's fine. I can go, "Baka!" And then it's like,
Right.
but he could just go like, ha!
Ah! Yeah,
Exactly.
Right, yeah.
Sorry, microphones. I'm
Right.
sorry about that.
Yeah.
Everybody listening to that. Yeah. So, yeah, cool, but it I don't know. It just takes a lot of the mystique out of it.
Exactly. The toilet overflowing, that is one where I'm like, ooh, yeah.
Yeah, I do not like that.
Let's not. Like, granted...
And say we did, you know?
Yeah, exactly. That is absolutely... I mean, well, I don't know if that specifically, but, like, you know, the things that are legitimately, like, I don't care if this is a green card thing. I hate that this is happening, you know? Right? Like, yeah, that kind of stuff would absolutely also happen, like, in space, right? Where it's like, you know, I know that it wasn't something... I know that there are professionals, just a slip-up, those happen, or whatever, right? You know, we're all in this together. But still, you know...
Right, it would be the equivalent of like, hey, Seneca, we need you to not eat a lot so your stomach growls late at night. Or we need you to fake snore really loud. You know, and it's like... That's kind of what they're asking for, and it's like, okay, I get it. Yeah, that'd be effective. But wouldn't they just kind of have this thing of like, yo, could you stop like doing that?
Right. There's an element of where like every time, especially since it was right before the OP,
right?
But every time we see like the director guy just like playing his little golf thing, I'm like, okay. Are
these people actually smart, or are they just throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks?
Right,
like
kind of thing? The logic behind this, I get.
Yeah.
But it would be very easy to get a bit drunk on your own power and to just be like, now do this.
You get a green card. You get a green card.
Right,
Everybody
just to sort of like mess with them, just because you want to mess with them, and not necessarily under the umbrella of, hey, this'll, you know, I'm testing their stress limits, you know, right? But
yeah, just keep pressing this button. Eventually,
exactly, right?
I'm sure someone will reveal their inner, you know,
yeah,
problematic self eventually.
But also, some of the things that they're introducing, like Muta got a very chill one, given that they're already the beep a very loud noise when everyone's trying to sleep. Like
that's a lot.
Like following off of that, everything else is minor inconveniences.
Yeah.
Right? Like that's the thing where it's the all right, no. Like that's brutal, right?
Yeah.
Like that's actually brutal, you know. Whereas the other ones, it's like, all right, people think you're weird or whatever. Cool.
The deleting of the data for the scores, though, I like the idea that that could be a green card, but I also like the idea that it's not. And it's just a thing of, oh, so someone woke up in the middle of the night, got onto all the computers, deleted all the stuff for this. At this point here, kind of giving you all a second chance to be like, hey, maybe your system sucks. Or it's the, hey, somebody here disagrees with that system. Yep. That's a good amount of stress here. But also, like, the guy said, yo, dude, we all know what our standings were. Right. It was you and Makabe at the top, so...
And no, I'm not dropping out. Why me specifically? Like, I wasn't one of the ones at the top, but also, You know? Yeah. Like, I don't get it. And so with that whole conversation, I totally get that there would be some asshole that'd be like, all right, fine, you know, like, I'm going to be this confrontational about it, but I feel like, and I didn't go into it as in depth in the reaction, but I feel like the way that you do that is you go, okay, that is an option. We can do that. Just so I want to make sure that you're sure, you want to say that if this does have an impact on who becomes an astronaut, we should change it from being an open pool because you have issues with these two people. Are you sure that's what you want to do?
Right.
Mind you, there's cameras. They're watching everything that we're doing. Yeah. Are you saying that you think you want to potentially jeopardize whether or not we have the most capable astronauts that we're sending up into space? You're sure you want to go with that?
Right.
If you do, fine. If it keeps us working together, I will absolutely take myself off the docket. That's fine, because I don't think it matters that much. And the fact that I'm responding this way will mean way fucking more for me than you doing that.
And I think the reason why he didn't do that, because that's what he would have done to the cult people, is the difference that he's like, no, I need to make this team somehow work. So I can't be the devil's advocate here.
And so then the follow-up to that whole spiel is let's not do that. Instead, let's work together because that's what this test is really about, right?
Yeah, but that's not gonna work here. He's basically gonna sound like he's just trying to deflect off of the thing that he's bringing up here of if, it doesn't matter, then have somebody else do it. So I love that he's basically like, So maybe there's something to it there, but I need to think about this. I just need to not open my mouth. Just let this guy mouth off.
Sure.
He can say whatever he wants. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's the kind of thing where you have, 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. And Makabe, you
understand that.
You understand that.
Yeah.
And you've heard a lot of dumb shit in your life, but you don't know everything. And thus, you don't need to be the first person to react and say something here.
And to the point where even when it's clearly like cult people, right? And he can tell that.
Oh, yeah.
But he's still like, but there might actually be something they know about space that I don't. I can't entirely rule out that possibility.
Ask them questions, even though he knows they don't know the answer.
Right, but
he's
just
genuinely wanting to know.
Just to see, because there's the possibility, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I cannot tell you how many times when, like, Jehovah's Witnesses come to the door and I'm like, allow me to introduce myself.
Okay.
I'm like, all right, here we go. I'm ready.
Yeah, let's talk theology.
Let's talk all the things that's wrong with what's going on here. I'm ready. I'm like,
yeah.
I'm ready to go off. It's just so fun when people come in with like, because I feel like in some ways I've been on the like. The problematic side of this sometimes, where you end up being so confident in something that you end up just confidently speaking your way into stupidity.
And even if you're right, oh great, maybe you just steamrolled a bunch of other things where there was other important stuff that you totally blew past because you were confidently right. And great job, you were right. Good job.
Good job. Yeah. Whatever.
Fantastic. You get a gold star. Yeah, exactly. Right.
But the person who asks the questions, the person who basically gets other people thinking or then gets them up to speak and stuff like that's a leader. And I am excited to see Kenji or Makabe take his devil's advocate roots and turn them into something that can actually work as an astronaut. That kind of gets me excited. Because I remember the point when I realized that my devil's advocate self was a bit unhelpful in like social situations and stuff.
Yes.
You remember that?
Like, oh yeah, like it's one, like it's that thing where like when you're on like one side of like generally smart, and you're that like you have that arrogance of like being a little kid, and you're like, okay, I know things.
And it's like,
I'm gonna be a loudmouth little shit,
Oh
like,
my god,
it's
tough because then every once in a while it'll come back up, and I'm like, come on, Caleb, you've learned, you've grown past
We've talked
this.
about this.
Me, myself, and I have talked about this. Why are we doing that?
Right.
We don't do that anymore.
Yep.
Because there is a place for it in very specific contexts.
Absolutely.
But it is absolutely unnecessary 99% of the time.
Right. You're doing it to stroke your own ego and for that catharsis and all that. Yeah.
Right. And while it might feel cathartic to absolutely dunk on some idiots hawking some bullshit at the door.
Yeah, right.
You are ultimately wasting your time.
Right.
Ultimately.
Oh yeah, because both in the cult people at your door and the pissed off person who's just saying things because let's be real.
Yes.
He's scared, he's stressed, he's dedicated his entire life to this, and oh my god, but
it's
what
all
if I don't get it? It's all in jeopardy,
of a potential 1 out of 5 or 2 out of 5.
Yeah, exactly. You don't argue someone out of that.
Nope.
Right? That's not how it works, right? And so you need to be able to reach them where they're at. Yeah. And that would be
involves listening. That involves an emotional connection, or at the very least, a connection.
Right.
I don't envy you, Makabe. I don't envy you at all. This is a fun group that you're in because you have a bunch of sorry to say it, you have a bunch of weak people in your group of 5. They don't have spines, confidence, or what have you.
Right.
At the very least, they don't seem to.
Yeah.
Or they're going for the strat of, hey, I'm just keeping my head down. I'm going to worry about me.
Yeah.
And they're not really as direct. So their environment is something that they try to, wax on, wax off with.
Right. But let's be real. You all have the technical capabilities. So that's, it took that to get here. So that's not really going to be what's the deciding factor.
I mean, and if it gets really bad, it could be interesting to see if Jack says, like, Y'all, we don't have to get, we don't have to get people from different groups. We could just all go for, Team A or Team C,
Sure.
And just be like, nobody from Team B.
Yep.
Just nobody.
Awesome. Team A developed some really good, like, synergy and, like, all that stuff. Fantastic, right? Like, we don't even need to wonder how these very high-performing people would do if they were put together, because these people are already great and they figured it out.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yep.
That is an absolute possibility.
And that's not just an individual's thing that usually does that. That's a combination effort.
Sure.
Yeah.
And that's where maybe the better, solution for Makabe would be to do not to do my whole spiel that I brought up, but so I'm not going to drop out.
No.
We can go into that if you really want. But let's talk about this, because, yeah, we all want to be astronauts, right? Like, and that. And, oh, man, it's pretty scary that we're coming up on the end of this test, Like,
so he's just talking out his feelings.
Like,
and
let's
thoughts.
talk about our feelings. Person probably wouldn't necessarily want to, but I don't know, maybe.
No, see, it feels like it'd be a thing of like, wow, great posturing. You did a really good job making yourself sound like you're so impartial and balanced and stuff.
Right, yeah, because it's, if you are seeing ill intent.
Yeah. The
There's
devil's advocate, there's nothing you can do.
There's nothing you can do.
That's the point that I think that he's realized here, is he recognized the devil's advocate in this guy, because he's like, oh, yeah, I do that, or I did that,
Sure, yeah.
So it's gotcha, I can just ignore you. I kid you not, that was why I stopped being a devil's advocate in, like, most, like, social situations and stuff.
Yeah?
Was that people just ignore you. They just
Sure.
like, all right, cool, nice. Yeah, and I think it was when, and I didn't even really do it for me when that happened. It was that in combination with realizing that there was another devil's advocate that I would bounce off of, and for whatever reason I just couldn't stand the guy. And I was like, oh, it's because I'm seeing the things in this person.
Is that what
that are in
everybody?
me. And I'm like, oh no,
Oh, shit.
Yeah, oh no. I gotta change this.
Oh, there's some stank, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But, oh, man. All right. But, hey.
Good luck.
Everything's going great with Muta and company.
Yeah.
Just as long as they handle the
Even
food
though
thing.
everything's going wrong.
Right.
Like, okay. One of the things that they could have theoretically brought up with the guy in Makabe's group is he says all this stuff, and and in the middle of being super unreasonable, and he's like, and why in the hell did the toilet overflow? Like, he's just like, to just show he's losing it. He's like, no, there's too much. I'm stressed out. I don't trust you. You seem sus. And and I just cleaned up shit for an hour.
Right. It might just be a thing of where he got a green card at some point, and it threw his whole view of this out the door, because he's like, wait a minute. So other people in this test thing could be getting things that
I don't
are
trust
just
anyone
sabotaged
now.
out.
Yeah.
So I can't trust anybody.
Sure.
And everybody in the other team is like, yeah. So obviously other people are getting this stuff, but
So right. You've
JAXA is doing things to sabotage. Cool. So that doesn't
that's
matter.
part of the test. It doesn't matter, right? Whereas in
Yeah.
the other group, it's like the Stardust, who poisoned who, and is one of us gonna fall over dead?
Septimus, Primus, yes, yes, Optimus,
Tertius.
Right. Oh my god. But yeah, all right, y'all. Thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get an early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general, and also be sure to check out our Twitch channel. See if anything that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.